Now, I can't play the mouth harmonica. I bought it in a shop, a Chinese shop, the other day. But it amuses me to try. Anyway, I'm going to read you a poem, or a few poems, if there's time. I've got 5 minutes, I think, something like that. My name is Jan Oskar Hansen, by the way, and I'm a poet. The others disagree, but never mind. Now, I was going to say something naughty about those who disagree, but I decided not to. So I'll read this nice poem for you, since it's New Year and January, and we need a bit uplifting thing to listen to. Love is the story. It seems incredible now, but once I was in love. Inflamed blood rushed through my veins, threatened to draw my heart in sweet delusions. But we both agreed at the time that never in the history of man had anyone loved as us. Summer nights are not for sleeping. Tired I was when October came with cold, sober precipitation, and a northwesterly that reduced the rapid river of ardour to a mere trickle of lust, and my words of love rang hammy and theatrical. Tears, a tubful, I'm quite certain, had I had the sense to bathe in them, I would have been assured eternal youth. I kicked myself, fled. A fine November dawn I saw receive. Fell in love again, but this time, alas, with an irony damaged heart. And here's another one, Livorno, mon amour. Livorno is a dreary harbour port, not Rome, and now in winter a ghost town, every window shut, telling not of life inside. Into the bar came a young woman, long legs like a colt. She was frozen, warmed her hands and fanny by the fire. I thought she looked like the American girl I had once seen the shadow of in Trieste. I offered her a drink. She had a Coke. Then she left to resume her lonely profession. Later that night I saw her by the corner, and as cold rain hung in the air, I took her to an hotel, got heating going. She jumped into bed, ready to do her duty. But I was pensive, and also a little drunk, waiting to write a poem about Trieste. When I awoke tired, morning light seeped through old curtains. The girl had put a blanket over me in the night. I was grateful for that. We breakfasted. She had fried eggs and ham. I drank coffee and had a little brandy. Saw her dance down the street, yet she looked like an eager colt. Hoped she would meet a rich man, marry him and become his respectable whore, instead of ending up an old deceased slag begging drinks from men who were ready to debase her. 2 days later, sober now, I took the train to Trieste. I asked around, but no one had seen the American girl, and the poem was never written. And, well, there's time to read another poem. The Clairvoyant. Over a cold Nordic coast the seagull flies and sees the bay between an island and the coastal town. 40 minutes each way by ferry. It's an old gull and has a blind eye and one leg. Yes, you're right, it's a pirate. I used to know years ago. It knew me too when I was a cook on that ferry boat. Sat on the mast and waited for me to throw scraps of food into the sea, shrieking harshly. It is the gull's way of wishing me well. This year has no ice on the bay. There was a time when the ferry boat was ice-bound. Island folk had to walk on ice across to get to the shops. They still do. There's a bridge now. Ferry been sold and is plying her trade on the delta of Bangladesh. The day is clear. I'm a seagull and can see the past, lucid as the day. It is lucky that I can't see the future. But there's a name that warms my heart, Fallujah. In Iraq, Fallujah. The downtrodden, the raid, took up arms and fought the mightiest army the world has seen, and won a moral victory that one day will bring peace to Iraq. I am not a seer, but the old pirate is. Flies beside me now and harshly shrieks. It is the way we seagulls greet each other. So there you have it. Shall I play you a little bit more? I got it here, you see, the mouth harmonica. But I shall desist. I'm tempted to, but I shall desist. So I shall read you this final poem. Here we go again. One of the world's biggest armies has attacked Gaza, the world's biggest prison. How many killed? Who cares? I'm fed up with this war now. I've been trying to ring around getting to book a table at the restaurant. Everything is full in our neighborhood. The people of Gaza have brought this on themselves, agreed to a democratic election. And what do? They elect Hamas. That's unacceptable. They have to vote for those we tell them to vote for. That's democracy, isn't it? And Israel wasn't about to stand for that, having leaders who think that Israel is a crown of thorns carried by every Arab in the region. And as we know by now, we have been told often enough, plucky little Israel has the right to defend herself no matter what. They have had a Holocaust. Someone else can carry the can this time. And then there's bloody Iraq. Luckily not on the front page news anymore. But bombs are still going off all the time, killing scores of people. At Christmas time, I ask you. Mangled body and dusty streets with our turkey and 2 veggies. Why can't Sunnis and Shia live in peace like us? And then there's Afghanistan. Now, the crazy Talibans, opium smugglers, they like killing people and murdering each other. So what are we doing there? Piecemeal. Dropping bombs on wrong targets, killing children and guests at a wedding. It is their own fault. They have this habit of shooting up in the air, you know, confusing helicopter gunship pilots. So who cares? It's Christmas. Give us a break. For God's name, in God's name, give us a break. My wife rang. She has been able to book a restaurant table. It's a long drive and will be quite expensive, but what's the heck? It's only New Year once a year. So thank you very much. I wish you good afternoon.